Hello, everybody. Thank you, Michael, for the Einladung. My German is not so well anymore, so I hope that you will enjoy it in English as well. So my name is Lucie Koldova, and I'm from the Czech Republic, and I live in Prague. So I would like to introduce you my world. I have a sort of visual presentation because I guess nobody here or most of you don't know me at all. So I prepared like my products, interior projects that I have been working on in my last period, before and during pandemic situation. So this is my world, and I express myself by products, by the matter, by materials. So I guess I heard those guys and the students were super cool speakers, so I'm gonna show you more. I mean, more in products than explanations. This is my studio in Prague, and we did some renovation during this situation that we were all in jogging trousers at home most of the time, so I have been busy in my studio. And I think it was a very interesting time, even though we all suffered socially and I think health-wise and mentally, of course. But I think the transformation has started, and we all needed to upgrade and transform our habits. I wanted to just tell you about something about my style, because many people or journalists ask me, how do I describe my style? So it's a little bit strange, because there are theoreticians who should describe the style of designers. But I'm already prepared, like what's special about the products that I'm doing. Usually, as a female, I tend to sensual forms and like gentle, elegant expressions. So that's why I start to say that I like express myself in elegant, formal language. I work with materials and mostly with glass, which I find charming, fantastic, and always inspiration-giving. So I dedicate my time to glass the most. I work with a glass company, so I have the inspiration source in the glass factories next to the furnaces. I like noble materials, and let's say I'm combining glass with marble, wood, and you will see more on the products. And I often push boundaries to the limits, which not all the producers and manufacturers like, but actually this is something that also keeps me going to experiment. Oops. Paris is a city where it all started for me. After my graduation in Prague, I always knew that I'm going abroad to accelerate, let's say, my path, because it's good to be home, but I wanted to absorb a lot of inspiring influences, and we managed to work with Gallery Ben Simon right after my studies. And one day I was crossing the street, and suddenly I saw my products, muffin trees in limited series, on the city lights and on the building. So I love the picture, because this is an experience that I will never forget. As a young professional, actually I started in Paris, which was ridiculous back then when I was 26. This is the muffin trees collection. We started with much smaller, but then the gallery, which was very small but very influential, connected us with Le Beau Marché, and we started this limited series right there. And this is in Janstein, in the middle of the woods, at the end of one village in Vysočina, which is like 2 hours from Prague, where the glass works are actually situated. So this is my very beginning when we started to shoot in noble spaces in churches for Elle Decoration International. And here on the slide you can see 3 first collections that we launched 12 years ago with the company Brokis, which is also originally Czech. The owner had an investment from Italy, and both they owned like 50% and 50% of the glass factory together, he had the place, the furnaces. The old factory was resurrected during right before the crisis, the world crisis, which started before 2008. And then he needed some investment and started to rebuild the glass factory into a modern glass factory, which would have like a centerpiece with 8 furnaces, and the total system was completely reborn. So afterwards, I spent 3-4 years in Paris, and then I understood that maybe the chapter was done, and I felt like I got what I came for, and I needed to come back home. I started to be an art director of Brocky's because the success was quite sudden, and the company wanted to grow more, and they understood that maybe I might be the essence for them to grow. My light mission, in a way, people also ask me, why do you focus on light and not the furniture? I love both branches, I mean the both sides of the river. I love creating the whole world. On the other hand, light is an energy. It's vibrating, and I love capturing it into an object and to play with the sources and building the concept upon a source. Not just like to take a bulb and to do something shape-wise, but I also like to experiment with the source that holds the actual object, etc. So I think that it's a higher value to work with the energy, and I'm also trying to give my energy, my vibration into my objects. This is my focus with the studio. We're a small, efficient team, and mostly I love working in the product design field. However, interior design is like a completely brand new discipline for me. On the other hand, it gives me so much inspiration. I can see the spaces, and it triggers my imagination, like what the actual space needs. There is a lot of architects here, so I don't have to talk about it so long, but it's very brand new for me, and I started this before pandemic situation, and I think it's an evolution. Like now I'm designing a hotel, also in the Czech Republic, and the investor is very wise and gives me a free hand, and I think it's a ride. Concepts and installations. Basically, as an art director of Brocky's, I bring a concept, and of course I need to develop it to the very end and to give a service to the owner, to the brand that I'm working with. So I'm a partner in good and in bad times, obviously. So basically it's a support and service. And consultancy. Also lately it happens to me that people want to consult with me, even though we are bringing up one product, but they want to know also about the portfolio, about the direction they want to go. So it's a lot of responsibility, and I think it's sometimes much more useful and fruitful to talk about if it has sense or it doesn't have sense. As a young designer, as a student, everybody's fighting to get a producer, to get an idea done. But then you see it in the magazine, somebody is interested, but then I have the responsibility, and many designers, of course, like to bring money to the company, to bring it to the higher level. So the consultancy is very essential for me. Just an overview around the brands that I'm engaged with. Lately, I'm also working with Eponimo. It's an Italian brand, and we are bringing to the market new furniture pieces, which is I'm very happy for. And we're furnishing the hotel with many new novelties, which I cannot show, but I'm gonna be very happy to update you in 3 months. There is most of all Brocky's portfolio, like balloons, macarons, where I work with onyx. There is a concept that the stone comes up to life when you switch on the source, which is nice. This is my red line with Brocky's. I usually, as I said, bring a material that accompanies glass. Glass is always essential, is the main material, mesmerizing for me. And then I work with handmade wood, turned metal, or marble. This is Capsula when I was talking about my favorite attitude, when I compound 3 pieces of glass into one object and I hang it like a little seed, like a natural seed, where the source penetrates throughout the light. There is macaron again. I did the whole concept for an installation that you have a long table like a feeding ceremony with all the macaron lights. And there is just a continuation, an evolution. I also work with opal glass or matte black glass, which is very charming for me because during the day it looks like completely carbon black that it even cannot provide any light. But then when you put it on, you get very ambient, convenient light. Like you see it in the details. You would not tell that it's glass, but it's actually a dynamic composition of hand-blown black glass. And this is how it looks in white opal version, which is very decent, kind of sober, made for architects to play around. And there is, from another corner, it's called ivy. The inspiration was the natural plant that grows everywhere. It's like this family of lights that you expect from the ceiling, from the wall, from the floor. It covers all the space, and it's still gentle overall. And there is my initial muffin in limited series in marble edition. And there is here is a couple of furniture pieces that I launched with Ton, which is like a traditional manufacturer of bent wood. And with Javorina, it's a Slovakian brand from Tatra Mountain. Or Celine in the middle, it's a chair from the German company Freifrau. There's a setup with triplet of tables made of wood and glass from Belgian Peruse. And this is silvered glass made in the Czech Republic for a French editor, Heimann Editions. That's an indoor version of outdoor furniture Manta. And again, Heimann edition. Here we go to private residence. There's just an example how I work for private clients. If an investor comes to me, and of course he wants some help with the interior, I give service to the architect. He builds up the concept, and I simply conceive the lighting installation hand in hand with the owner or with the architect. He is an art collector, so that's why we fit very good together, and we developed another place afterwards. It's an art hotel, which we did together. And Miura Hotel, this is the one. You can see how it looks from the outside. It has quite an attitude, I would say. It's an architect from the Czech Republic, and they wanted to renovate the interior of the restaurant. It's situated in a beautiful landscape in Beskedy, in the Czech Republic. And as I said, it's the art collector, so whenever you are in the Czech Republic, don't miss this hotel, because it's quite an adventure to see all the pieces from Anish Kapoor, and I think maybe Gerhard Richter, but I don't want to be wrong, but he has a cellar full of art, and the art sits on the building and in the restaurant itself, Damien Hirst. You can see the installation of the restaurant from the outside, and my main idea was to make a connotation like with the trees outside, that you see the beautiful landscape, and we wanted to bring something out of the forest also inside. I mean, not literally, but like conceptually. So we made like a cloud or a forest of lines in the middle above the main table. And we used a lot of wood in the interior. You can see the super high ceiling, which was not easy to make it warm and welcoming, because it's like a huge hall with a super tall ceiling, and all the sides are completely window. So we needed to, with respect to the place, we needed to make the best out of it. So you see the collection, which also ended up with a floor version. I got inspired by the place and came up with this floor light. And I developed also a collection of furniture, which is called Rendezvous. And it was made for this restaurant for meeting people, like the surfaces are meeting together. This is Todus, an outdoor collection. It's a brand very aspiring. And we are now doing an outdoor furniture as well. And you see the outdoor lights, which is one of the brand new projects that Brokis launched recently. And just briefly, implementation of Puro Sparkle. That's like a sparkle of light in the space. And here you can see the tubes, pretty much variable in different interiors. So the architects play with it very freely. And here there's just like a small overview of light levels. It was a Das Haus project that I presented in 2018. Actually, it was in Germany, in Cologne, so that's why I talk about it here. It was just right before pandemic situation in the world. And I wanted to present light on different levels, like to take light as a symbol and symbolically implement light into welcome area, spirit room, to help you to relax with light and to make like a narrative story by light. My little joke is always that I didn't put the kitchen into my ideal house, but I put the dressing room. But well, it's the way it is. And I just wanted to show you on this picture that I spent 9 months on this, let's say, virtual ideal, not virtual, but project which took 9 months to make and lasted only 1 week, which is quite an achievement. So let's say it was just like time investment and energy investment, but it was a lot of fun. And EMM Cologne treated me so well, and we had a lot of good feedback. So you see the entrance where you saw the main meeting area for the family, for friends, the symbolic fire in the middle. So people should not watch TV, but they should have a look at the eyes and have light like in the original form, like a symbol of a fire. There is my favorite dressing room with special jewelry and art pieces on the table. And I was in touch with companies that I like very much, and we borrowed several pieces and make our ideal setup. But the main goal was to inspire, not to make it super real, but to make a nice new place where people could get some new looks. And there is an inspiration room. It's like an endless room filled with light where ideas are floating and you can come up with everything you want. And a relaxation room, which is also something that I like because I created a light curtain that should hug you and release the stress from you. And there is a new installation that I've made couple of months ago. The opening was right at the beginning of the restrictions, so basically we opened the exhibition and everything got closed. So we had to take the champagne away and we needed to go back home. So it was unfortunate. But the main concept was that I won the Czech Grand Design. It's like an annual celebration of design and interior projects. And as the winner, I got the chance to present my pieces, but in the middle of the gallery, which was kind of difficult for me because the chance was given. But on the other hand, like I'm making things that should be like not the lights, but the furniture should stand on something. So it gave me a lot of obstacles to think with minimum investment, obviously, because usually galleries don't have so much money. So we created a site-specific, and the concept I came up with was that I picked five products in my career, let's say on last 10 years, and I picked 4 producers: Broky, Stone, Machte, and MMCT. Basically, they are all in Czech, and it was like a celebration of Czech mastery and handmade products. So everything was levitating in the middle of the gallery space, and the site-specific people could enjoy from 360 degrees. Here you can see a view on Manta from different angles and sides. So it was through 2 floors, and you could see it from behind, from the upper view, and all around the special bridges. And this is this creative mess that you could see from some angles. I also brought a book, which you can see here, somebody who would be interested. It's like a catalog to the exhibition. It was an interesting ride for us because the curator was a friend of mine who is a copywriter, and a graphic designer was also a lady. And the photographer Alžběta Jungrová is very special. She used to take pictures in the war zones in Syria and like Far East. So she is a tough girl, but she actually loves taking pictures of women. So she specializes in women and light. And the connection was very nice because we didn't know each other, but as she is a one-of-a-kind person and I also have some attitude, so it was a nice connection that we needed to overcome some obstacles, and we managed to shoot a series of 50, actually many hundreds of pictures, but we took 50 for the publication, and I presented 15 products. And you can see like the quality that came out. It's a special connection between emotions, light, capturing light through the women point of view. Yeah, this was the profile picture for the exhibition, and this is the chips chair from behind. So for me, it was very inspiring to work with somebody who doesn't see the product from the angles as usual people do, or the photographers do the product pictures in the studio. It was very nice collaboration. And Janstein Glass Group, I just wanted to show you the glassware that I mentioned. It's one of the biggest in the Czech Republic. There's many private furnaces, and the West world mostly blows in the Czech Republic, sometimes in Poland, but the Czech Republic we're actually the masters for artisanal glass. And Janstein specializes in large-scale volumes. So this is the one and only specialty. So they can come to maximum sizes of 80 centimeters in diameter, and they know how to work with it, which is extra difficult, but also completely fantastic. I met them in 2009. In 2010, there was a big rebranding of a company, and we launched the first collection. We know each other, sort of speak 13 years, and we're now on a daily basis in touch. It's a family-run business, And nowadays they distribute to more than 100 countries around the world. Yeah, there is many furnaces, as I said, and I would like to also invite you to an international event, which is in August. If anybody from you or your agent or some distributors would like to come, there is a big event for many people, and you can see the very special environment. It's in August 26th, and it will be very very different from the other years, because as I talked about the transformation, nowadays we don't have any fairs, so we needed to adapt to this situation. Yeah, this is my son. So many times I come like a storm to the glass factory, and we need to talk whenever it is possible. And Glass Night in Janstein that I mentioned, you can see the very old furnace, which is now being it's in preparation to be a museum. And Janstein Glass Group is growing, and it also owns the land around the glass factory and the forests. And there will be a museum and also a restaurant. So it slowly but surely will be bigger and bigger. And there is a blowing experience. Everybody who comes can try it out and be fascinated by glass. And this I would take just quickly. It's a lot of pictures to show you how we work with virtual projects. This is a virtual villa which we came up with during pandemic. We needed to adapt the tool, and since we couldn't go to the countries, we needed to go virtual. So you see different rooms, like the hallway, like the kitchen, like the dining room or the living room, and we try to show the setups for each space, each corner, to illustrate what's possible to achieve with all the collections. You can see the night view, the day view. This is the external area, outdoor shadows, one of the favorite collections by architects. There is a boutique hotel, which was number 2. We came up recently, this year, and this boutique hotel shows you different kind of collections, like Orbis, which is the novelty for 2022. And you see the Ivy family, which I showed like a bespoke nest for this area. You see Bombori or Sfera Portable. This is battery-powered light. There is a little bespoke installation made of a little Ivy single, so there is like geometric setup to show at the reception. These are birds, night birds, and the concrete base with a spherical ball, which is called Sfera Portable. So there is a different material again. And you see there is a third project which is coming soon this year, virtual offices. And there is just mood boards, how we see the light in the offices, more in a lifestyle feeling. Not just with the spotlights, very impersonal and universal, but bring the atmosphere. In one of the last projects, I was asked to do a charity project for Pilsner Urquell. I think that you might know this brand, one of the favorite beers in the world. And I wanted to celebrate a woman. It was also an anniversary, and they wanted to celebrate women as we were living in the 21st century, so it's a very actual topic. And I wanted to do something refined with color gradients, layering, to bring some free spirit to this corporate brand. And this is the result. I created a basic crystal bottle, like an archetypal bottle, with a whale, like with a layer that comes on the top of it. And every time you change the cover, you change the whole bottle, in fact. So you see that the gradient, which is in matte finish, is hiding, or is the technical part disappears, and you see just an object. Because I was asked to personalize for 10 different women, which are influential, from singers to politicians, so each person should have a different color. So this was the concept behind it, to have the secret and the special attitude to every person that presents the bottle. And the money came to handicapped people. And last but not least, just an overview of the concrete series from this year. You see in the detail, now we are working with concrete, with edit shards of glass. And we're launching, now it will be in Milano, we will show a collection which has got a fixture containing 60% of recycled glass within concrete, which is sustainable, environmentally conscious, and this is the way we're turning now. There's Orbis, which I showed in the restaurant, and we came up with new shades, new colors, and new dimensions. And there is Mistra for a very young brand, Master and Master, which are actually very small company, but selling worldwide, and they're doing pretty well. It's a basic and obvious chair. It was a very hard task because there's many chairs in the world, and it's always a question mark. Do I come up with something new? Like, do I manage? But then I don't ask too long, and I do. I mean, I try to come up with something. So we did this detail like a handle, which makes it in a way unique and differs from the rest. Sometimes the detail is not the detail, it makes the design, as someone smart said. So there is another product like a table and a round cocon, which is also for the brand Master and Master. And here you see an updated shear-link version. Super cool to sit in. In form design, it's a carpentry brand from Moravia, and I came up with this rendezvous collections, those two shapes which are matching, but they are not the same, obviously, like none of us is the same. And the plates are coming together and going away again. And you see the different finishes that we presented during the show in Prague. And I do also accessories, and this was for Alex Monar brand, and thank you very much.